guys. Good morning. All right, so let's go ahead and finish setting everything up. It's 7:30. I decided that I wanted to go ahead and uh start the stream at 7:30, better than 7:45. 7:45 because I don't want to make any mistakes. And if I do have made a mistake, I'll have enough or ample time to go ahead and correct that error. Like yesterday, I was changing the risk amount because I didn't have a checklist. I made an error on the risk amount because I didn't have a checklist. I just changed the way that I did my risk, but I didn't change the risk type. And I'm gonna try to go ahead and have a checklist of things that I do when I start the stream. Make sure everything is ready so that I have more than enough time before 8 o'clock comes to make any adjustments necessary. And if there isn't any adjustments and I got everything done, it's not a bad thing to be overly prepared, over prepared. All right, let's go ahead and refresh it so I can send the link to the respective parties. Hold on. I think I got it. Test. All right, this should be closer. Mic should be better. Perfect. There we go. Got the live right here. Hurry up and copy that before it starts playing. Exit. There we go. All right. We gotta see the best ever Money Mayweather, Pretty Boy Floyd, only one that ever did it. All right, just sent the link in the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, you know where to find me. Oh, okay. I actually have to update the Discord link because I guess the Discord links expire every 7 days. Let me put that in my notes. Update Discord. Let me go ahead and send the link to my boy. He's like, I have it on a different screen because like I have a lot of private information, like private phone numbers and you know, stuff that I probably shouldn't put on live stream. Just in case a professional, hacker get to me. Or a troll. You leave a digital footprint, you never know what you leave behind. Become successful, and then they have all types of information on you from previous. Let me not even just give them the sauce. Sure. All right, we got that. We got that. We're not lagging. Surprisingly, I opened like damn near every app I could. Uh, let's go ahead and clean up all the potential apps because once I start open TradingView and the VPS, that's when it's gonna start showing me its butt. Or when it's gonna start lagging. That's what I mean by showing me its butt. Uh, but this is gonna save anyway, so it doesn't matter. You don't need Discord running in the background. If I need it, I'll open it. Dropbox, if I need it, I'll open it. I never know what these HP system stuff is. If you ever have any of these in your computer, you just you open Task Manager and just close them all out because they just it's a waste of space, honestly. Some of them probably are something I could delete. It's just the way that they named them. I don't want to try to turn it off because I've turned off some tasks before that had my computer tripping. All right, so and I've noticed. I guess I trained the computer because now even though I open certain programs or the TradingView or the VPS, I guess it started getting used to it. Now it probably dedicate more processing power to it now or something like that. It hasn't been lagging as bad, surprisingly. You're doing a good job. The computer is doing a lot better job. Security application, Windows widgets can go as well. All right, that should be all. Okay. And then you guys already know the routine. Let's go ahead and open up Chrome. All right, guys. Welcome to another trading day. Today is Tuesday, August 5th, the second trading day of the week. Today we have news at 10 a.m. We have ISM services PMI. Don't care what it is. Don't care what it does. Uh, Usually the week after NFP is like a chill week because a lot of liquidity and a lot of volume, a lot of market activity happens during NFP. The week after that is chill. Now, when I say chill, is relative to the range of the month or of the period or the cycle. We could get into that. We'll probably get into that later. But relative to when are we, right? So when I say like calm like that, in summer it's probably low liquidity, but outside of summer it's probably gonna be decent liquidity. We just not gonna have like big moves throughout the week like the previous week because NFP is usually the biggest week of the biggest week of the month. And then it calms down a little bit in the week after. Like I said, everything's a probability. We might have a lot of big moves, or we might not have a lot of big moves. Yesterday, it was a lot of consolidation. Markets didn't really move that much, at all in reference to NFP, but we do have a lot of area to cover if we're going to retest highs or lows from last week or the last week Friday. So ISM don't care what the news says. In all honesty, I'm only looking for NFP to make sure I put my risk down, CPI, PPI to make sure the spreads are proper, and then bank holidays to probably just avoid trading those days in general because I won't get out of a trade. They will probably execute you a trade for about five, and they'll probably fluctuate or hit stop loss within the 20 pip range. But you hitting a 1-to-1 is gonna be a lot less probable. So it's just better not even trading those days at all. You might as well just skip them. So that's it for the news. Like I say every day, we look at news not to determine whether to buy or sell, not to make any trading decisions off the news, just to let us know when liquidity is going to be into the markets, when we could expect market movements on a probabilistic basis, especially like the week after NFP. Even though we might have news, it might not be anything crazy. This news is at 10 o'clock. Like I said, when we do have news events, usually markets want to we call it pussyfoot or just lollygag around without going 10 pips up or 10 pips down in any given direction for maybe 30 minutes to an hour. Usually past the hour, it's gonna hit something, but it's just gonna stretch it out. Like I said yesterday, even though we had a lot of consolidation and we didn't have any big ranges, we got into the trade maybe 5 minutes or yeah, 5 minutes into the day. Um, and that just shows you how the market works and the characteristic of different markets. So your USD might be a one way, US 30 might be another way. Different pairs and instruments might be different, right? So I'm just talking about the qualities of your USD. So that is the spiel about news today. We could go ahead and come off of that. Now I do have my little checklist. I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson. Of what to check. Okay, I'll put it in this journal. Put it in a different. I have multiple journals. Services, price. And, okay, it's not in this one. It's in my phone notes. Jeez, I got notes everywhere, guys. But for me, I don't usually have to go back into my notes. Like a lot of the notes, like this one, I have to go back because it's a checklist. It's something I have to. I just write it down to go back to it for a specific reason. But if I want to remember something or I want to note something down, all I do is if I write it down one time, I have it in memory. If I try to memorize it, I'm not gonna have it in memory. But if I once I write it down or type it down once, I got it. All right, pre-stream checklist. Gotcha. You got the checklist here. I don't like making mistakes more than one time anymore. Um, Especially the mistakes would cost me money. Luckily, Marcus didn't trigger the sell stop before I could re-edit it, make my and put the proper sell stop. But what should we call it? Oh wow, we got some movement right now. Yeah, so I was able to actually catch it before all hell broke loose. Um, Still, I ended up, and then in that confusion, I ended up had to redo both the buy and the sell stops. I had to go ahead and do the sell stop first. Because I see markets are moving lower, so I had to see maybe the probability of it hitting that sell stop was higher, so I had to do that one first. And then while I was creating that one, once I finished that one, it actually executed, and I was actually no, it didn't execute. I created it, and I was trying to put a buy stop, and I realized that what did I do? I deleted the buy stop instead of the sell stop, so I had two sell stops open. It was just a whole bunch of confusion going on there, and we're not gonna have that today. So, first thing we do, I don't even have to look at it no more. Do. I did an entire streaming checklist. That's crazy. I need to jump to the EA checklist. All right, check both empty files for the green arrow. So the algo trading is turned on, and then we do have the blue hat next to freehand EA. So the EA is activated. Algo trading is on both of them. So we got FTMO here, and then we have my IC markets here. Algo trading is on. Blue hat is on. And then to check the settings, each settings one by one for both. All right, let me go ahead and go to my experts list. Properties, and then risk percentage is how I'm risking. I'm risking 2% to trade. TP is 2.75, and I still have to trail the TP by 1 pip. I got to figure out what is the exact risk reward so I could get it right the first time instead of having to trade at 1 pip each time. Stop loss is at 16 pips. Open price buffer is at 6 pips. Time to trade is at 1500 o'clock, which translates to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to close the trade at the end of the day if we did not hit TP or a trailing stop loss at 23:30, which is 4:30. We usually give a 30-minute buffer because like 30 minutes before 5 a.m. usually there's going to be sometimes there might be no market moves, and then the EA would like so the EA is technically constantly running, but it's checking price constantly, and if price isn't moving, sometimes the EA is not really activated. And then 5 o'clock come, and then they will charge me swaps. So a swap is if I held the trade past 5 o'clock, which is considered the next trading day. um they charge me like a holding fee. That's what they call swaps. And then spread is just when they give you two different prices, the difference between the price the market's at and the price the broker is going to give you. So you have to pay the difference. That's spread. And then are we using a trailing stop? No, false, false. We're gonna be manually trailing the stop. So all of these settings supposed to be set to false. Double check it again. Risk percentage 2%. 2.75. All right, that's all good here. All righty. I see markets. Perfect. I see markets. I'm going to go ahead and risk the same amount today. Let's see if we can recoup what we have lost. We are going to be doing fixed lot 0.6. Um, we are doing the same TP, 16 pip stop loss, 6 pip price buffer, 1500, which is 8 a.m. Close at end day is true. 23:30, which is 4:30 p.m. We're gonna close at the end of the day. And then we have all the rest of the settings set to false because we'll be trailing the stop loss manually, and then we're gonna have to scale in a 3.7. Once we trigger a buy or sell stop, we're gonna open a new order for the same direction, and that lot size is gonna be 3.7 lots. It's going to have a 16 pip stop loss, which is also gonna be the break even if price does go 1-to-1 of the first trade. Um, so yeah, that's gonna work, and then we're gonna trail both of the stop losses together, which is one by one. But yeah, until we get the new updated EA, these are gonna be the settings. All the other settings are gonna be set to false, and that should be okay. Right now it's 7:45. This is usually the time that I am going on to the starting the stream. But that's neither here nor there right now. All right, wait for execution. Okay, now I have the steps for after I get into the trade. All right, all other steps. So we should be suited and booted and ready for everything to occur here. Um, yes. And then I'm not gonna do a monologue until after we get into a trade, and I'm probably not gonna get into TradingView until after we get into a trade. Uh, or should I just do the monologue? Like 15 minutes. You know me. Excuse me. You know me. I'm a professional yapper. I could go ahead and I could go ahead and yap off. But I have a pretty decent topic that I want to talk about. I was inspired after my workout this morning. I was inspired, and I also figured out like, all right, mm, if I'm gonna start yapping about it. But yeah, I was inspired about the topic that I want to talk about today. And I feel like it's gonna be a pretty decent topic, and it's also gonna help me. It's something that I noticed that I was working on. Hello, I noticed that I was working on. So that I wasn't working on. That I was struggling with. So I want to talk about that. Next second. Yeah, that should be good right there. If I could do, I should do this. I don't know why, but I like to see the TikTok stream on my on this. I don't know why, but it makes me like techie. But yeah. So what did I want? As is most of the stuff that I could talk about. Um, I guess you guys noticed that I'm using 2% now. I'm being a lot more aggressive on the FTMO challenge. I should have been that way earlier when the thing is like when you have the opportunity and you miss them, you can't expect to, all right, I missed the opportunity and I feel comfortable or I feel better and then now now I'm going to start looking for the opportunities now. Sometimes you don't miss the bus or you done missed that train already. And then the next opportunities are probably not going to be the most favorable, but you still have to stick it through. You got to stick it through that season or through that cycle, and then hopefully after that season, the cycle happens, you go back into the opportunities where you can actually be aggressive, and then the markets are giving you opportunities where you can be profitable. But it does suck when you watch the opportunities go by and you do not capitalize on them, and you're probably gonna wait. That's the one thing about the markets, and especially how I trade, since I trade one trade a day, um, and on a daily basis. So you could go through like a profitable cycle or a profitable time in the markets. And then you have to wait a long time before you can see it again. Or you might be going through a drawdown cycle or a time where a lot of the trades aren't as profitable. Now, one of the good things about what I was telling you guys after the live stream about when I was going to back test all the way back to January, from January to the current time. Now only have a few more weeks. I'm not gonna say I finished. I have a few more weeks. It is very difficult to do that. The further out I go, the slower my computer gets. And then like some weeks are, I'm talking about huge weeks. Like I'm looking at weeks that I got like 300, 400 pips each day. I'm analyzing through 200 pips, so you know that's like 20 lines, maybe 30, 40, 50 dots on in that session alone. And it does get time consuming. So I have to take breaks. I start getting pains in my hand from clicking with the mouse. I probably should get a more ergonomic mouse and stuff like that sooner or later. But yeah, you have to take breaks, and stuff like that. But now this is not part of the yap session I'm gonna have or the monologue that I'm gonna have after we get into the trade. but it is important. I need to keep my eyes on the time. 10 more minutes, maybe 8 more minutes where I stop talking consistently straight through. But I did notice that they are more than, I wouldn't say more than likely, but it is definitely possible to have an entire week, if not, I would say give it up to 10 days. 10 days of losing. It's definitely 100% possible. Maybe that happens once, or I'll give it twice. I'm gonna maximize everything when it comes to the losing, so you over prepared instead of being under prepared. But I would say maybe twice out of the year you will have 2 consecutive weeks, which is just not going to be profitable. And then another thing about that, but I thought I didn't have it. But like I said, I'm gonna say I assumed I didn't have it, but I do have them. And also, all traders have it, and I believe a majority of systems would have that. You get what I'm saying? If not something that you could back test, market efficiency probably is going to happen sooner or later on your strategy or whatever way that you're trading, where the way that you trade, if the way that you're trading is static. What I mean by static is the same way every single time. Now that those types of trading strategies is a little bit easier for markets to make more efficient, or markets to corrode the win rate, or just to make it less profitable. Those are easy because, like, if you train the same way, if they tweak it a little bit, they could consistently hold that tweak for a long period of time, which would make your strategy in a short period of time not profitable. So, like I'm saying, if there's gonna be 2 weeks out the 4 weeks in total, but 2 periods of 2 weeks. So maybe in the beginning of the year, it's a stretch of 2 weeks where it's just not profitable for you. Maybe one week is five Monday through Friday. Every trade is a loser, and then the next week you probably have 3 losers right after the five, and then you get back into the winning streak. Or you could have it scattered where it's just not profitable. Don't matter how you try to twist and adjust the strategy, it's just not profitable. I've seen those days and those weeks. And then I believe on maximum they're gonna be maybe one in the beginning of the year, or in the middle of the year, one at the end of the year, or let's talk about quarters. One in the first or second quarter, and then another set of 2 weeks in the third or fourth quarter of the year. And then that, I believe, is going to test you as a trader, and it's going to test your system. I wouldn't say there's nothing wrong with blowing an account. I wouldn't say blow your account, but you should not feel any type of weight if your account is in a serious drawdown. And then you have to have protective measures where if you have 3 losing trades in a row, for me, I will go four. I will go four, maybe 3 losing trades in a row, and on the fourth trade, you try to get a buy, and then hopefully that fourth trade is somewhere around Thursday or Friday. And then you get into the next week, and then you come back into it. Two things that I would say: you will have like a losing streak limit. So you get to a limit of losses, and then you stop trading for the week, or you stop trading for the month, whatever it is for you. Refresh, let a week go by, let a week reset. You get what I'm saying? And then come back into the markets, or let a day go by, come back into the. I wouldn't say a day. I would say at least a week. Maximum is a month, or the rest of the month go by, and get back into the markets. If you're gonna trade straight through, if you blow the account, if it's not like a FTMO challenge, or like your main, like you got a lot of money in a main account, I would say you don't blow that. But if you have an account that you probably was just, one of your accounts, or an account that you was generating income with, or wins with, you could blow it. You let it blow, and then it blow, you go back into it. And there's lots of other things I would say, like investing or putting money outside of trading into your trading account, whether you're working or you have a business, you're making tips, whatever it is, continue putting money into the account. And if you're trading by percentages, you will be able to continue to grow. And if you're constantly putting money in it, you'll recoup those losses. And then even if you're not at the profit that you were before, over time you will get back to that profit. And if you continue depositing money into the account, you're gonna surpass whatever loss that you had, recoup those losses, get into deeper profits. And then because you're trading off percentage, over time, the value of that percentage is gonna be a lot more. And then you'll be back. You won't even worry about it. And then it'll happen again. And then the same thing, just keep climbing. It should be a mathematical or risk management. It should be some risk management parameters or equation or set of rules that it can account for that. Um, I don't have that right now. I'm gonna work on something like that after I work on everything else I gotta work on. But uh, definitely do not put it past markets that give you 5 losing trades in a row, 10 losing trades in a row maximum, and have that happen at least once, a maximum of twice out of the year. And also another thing to remember in that, now if that does happen, I would say you should be on high alert that your strategy probably isn't working anymore. I wouldn't say it's not working anymore. Don't give up on the strategy, but be on high alert that, okay, let me make sure that the strategy is still as effective, and it still generates profit, and then see how you could maybe. This is a very touchy topic because whenever you start making changes in your strategy, you can make it not work, or you could fuck up something that's already working, or you could just continue to trade it throughout the end of the year. Maybe trade different accounts, so on and so forth, to make sure that, okay, I'm gonna trade a different way here, but I'm continue trading this one to see if it's just gonna bounce back. Um, what else was I was gonna say? Deposit money into it, be able to blow it, um, expect expect it to happen, plan for something like that to happen, and continue to believe in your strategy, even though it does happen, you'll probably get out of it. Um, yeah, and that's it, man. Stick to it, man. For the most part, I would just say stick to the strategy. Something like that is possible. Doesn't mean that your strategy isn't working. It's just one of those bad seasons for your strategy. And if you risk properly, you'll be good. Even if you blow the account, you're still alive, bro. You still could get another account and then continue to trade. Figure out a better strategy. Probably help you become a better trader in that. So yeah. So all these my strategy is amazing, 99% accuracy and whatever like that. Maybe, and if you trade GAN, I'll give somebody that has the secret to GAN that something like that can happen, or even the secret to GAN probably help you avoid something like that from happening. But other than that, all the other strategies, it might be a time, is more than likely, is more than possible, or even if it's not likely, it's not possible. You should plan to have big losing streaks, not your regular losing streak. I'm talking about big losing streaks. Don't get depressed. Don't get down. Don't lose faith. Stick with it. All right, guys. So we have almost 2 minutes and 30 seconds before we're gonna get into the trade of the day here. Let me go ahead and let me see if I could do this in 2 minutes. I was actually supposed to, I have yet to do it. Um, put my IC Markets MT5 on this account. All right, that's my 2 minute warning, guys. All right. We are at 1 minute and 30 seconds until candle. I mean, until the execution. All right, we are 40 seconds away from execution. I'm almost logged in. All right, boom, I'm in. All right, let's go to here. No. Let's go here. All right, guys, we're 30 seconds until the E8 executing the trade by itself. Remember, guys, we trade the same way every day. Once the 8 a.m. happens, our indicator is gonna update, show us where 8 a.m. is, the price of 8 a.m., all the corresponding lines that we need to be looking at, and it's also gonna place a buy and a sell stop 5 pips above and below price without me having to do anything. So let's put my hands behind my back, show off my muscles a little bit, and 2, 1. As you can see, the EA has placed the trades for us over here. You see the yellow arrow has updated, identifying the 8 a.m. candle open price, which is going to be at 1.15397. Then we're gonna have our buy stop at 1.15457 for a lot size of 24.58, and then we have our sell stop at 1.15337, with a lot size of 24.58. Our stop loss and TPs are set accordingly. We are going to figure out where our TP is here, and we are going to modify it. For the buy, we are going to subtract 1 pip from our take profit to account for spreads. So it's going to be 1.87. Modify that. And then for our sell, we're going to add 10 pips to accommodate for spread, which is going to give us 1.14907. Okay, and then next we're gonna go to IC markets. Make sure both of our trades have been executed for a buy stop, sell stop. Yeah, stop losses are there, our TPs are there, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna roll our TP to make sure that we account for spread. 10 pips. So for the buy, we're gonna subtract. So that's gonna give us 87. And then sometimes, because there are two different brokers, it's a difference in the prices. Usually the price is not exactly the same. Sometimes they are exactly the same. But yeah. And then we're gonna add 10 pips. 07. Right now they're both the same. Okie dokie. And then if we zoom in, that's as far as it's gonna get. We are currently moving a little bit bearish, but remember, guys, we have news at 10 o'clock. Whenever there's news, markets like to lollygag around, play around for a good little bit. So I'm not expecting us to hit a buy stop or a sell stop anytime soon, but it's more than possible. We have everything we need already set up. Both of the trades have been executed on both of the accounts. And let me double check. I don't have MT5 open on my computer on my local desktop, and I don't. And then I can go ahead and just leave it open on my what you call it. I leave it open on my iPhone, my other iPhone, and I'll look at it over here. And then in the meantime, let's go ahead and build a MagnOpus trading grid at the 8 a.m. candle open price so that we could do technical analysis manually on TradingView. Let's see if the lagging has begun, and it has. Maybe sooner or later, I'll show you guys. No, I probably won't do that. I'll go over some back testing with you guys again, even though we kind of did some yesterday. But it don't hurt. It's pretty fun. Anyways, no, this one is my back testing MT5. Not MT5, my back testing chart. I need to go to FTMO regular, not FTMO copy. Like I said, this one I'm talking about, it's the same as last time. It's a bunch of data. You see, crash. I back tested so much data, so much information on there that I manually put. It's just too heavy, or it's too much information for it to load. So it usually takes a while, and it usually crashes my Google Chrome. That's why I need a new computer, bro. Definitely. But then again, it's supposed to be a web browser. It's crazy. Now you see, now it's loading. How slow it's loading. It's sad. It's sad. Let's go to FTMO, not FTMO copy. I'm almost, I think I'm at like February 14th. I think I got a few more weeks left. And around March, that's when I was analyzing. I'm like, damn, a loss, another loss, another loss, a week of loss. And then I went to the next week over, and I was like, a loss. Then I went to the next day, a loss, a loss. I think I seen 8 losses in a row, and even the wins were like just a 1-to-1. It wasn't even like a big win, like, all right, 10-to-1, you could recoup. Nah, slow grind back. Slow grind. And then you see the weeks where like something like this. You see how big that is. If I develop a way to enter into something like an NFP day, a CPI, PPI day for maximizing the profit. This is what you need to do. Maximize. When you have the opportunity, you milk every little last cent because the opportunity or the time that you're going to go into drawdown and lose money is definitely going to be possible. And when you have taken every single last cent, when you start going through that drawdown, you're just going to give some of the profits back and you still be heavily in profit. So on and so forth. That risking the same amount and try to make the same profit consistently, no, because you're gonna lose more. No, you want to make as much profit to take as big as hits as you can. And yes, what do Stanley Cup stop working after a period of time? When this bad boy was brand new, everything used to be freezing cold. Now, eh, eh, I start melting like back in like when I just got it, ice would never melt. It was crazy. It was like even with the you put a warm drink on the ice wouldn't melt. Like you'll finish drinking the drink and you just keep refilling it and the ice is like damn near the same. It was ridiculous. But it was one of my captains I used to work with. It wasn't even a stand. He said he bought it at Ross or something like that. That cup, bro, it's like it was like inside the cup was Antarctica. It was crazy. Always cold. You don't need ice. Whatever temperature you put that drink in that cup stays that temperature. If you had a cold drink, it is gonna stay a cold drink until you drink all of it. It was crazy. It made even room temperature drinks lit. Like if it was a hot day, you put a room temperature drink in there, and then instead of having that cup out and then the cup getting hot, it will stay room temperature. It was crazy, bro. It might even made it a few degrees colder. All right, enough of that. I'm tripping. Trip out. Mm, let's use the copy because the copy is probably the same exact. And yeah, I'm using the copy. I'm not gonna do that because that means I'll have to do day one again, and I'm not doing it. Man, I do it. Tells you crashing, crash, crash. Probably is it probably? Yeah, I probably have to make a new chart and it probably just start from this week forward and just use this one for back testing. Once I'm done back testing, I'm gonna take screenshots. Okay, that means that we have entered into a position. We are in a buy position right now, guys. Let's see what's going down here. All right, the buy has executed successfully. The sell stop has been deleted. And then now we are in the proper positions. We're in a buy trade today. And all we gotta do now is monitor price. Let me go to the 1 hour to see the potential of bullish potential. I mean, we retest the highs, maybe for a TP. Yeah. I guess they calling this support. Stop loss is really deep into the support, so yep, we're in the trade for today. That's what's up. What's up? We're gonna buy and we're gonna let that develop. And in the meantime, let's go to work. Um, like I said, I figured out a way to go ahead and make this a lot easier for me to copy over, a lot faster than it was usually, especially when I trimmed off all of the fat. So once I get this MOT grid copied over, we'll be able to watch how price move without having to go to the VPS. Unless we get 15% profit and then I have to trail up the stop loss. So I click both. So I hold control. I click first. I'm gonna click the session square, which is the navy and yellow box, and then the title of the day. And then next I holding drag and hold, or click and drag the box over and keep dragging it until you line up the left hand side of the box with 8 a.m. exactly. So that's just that's the notification that we retested the entry. 8 a.m. Perfect. Then next thing we're going to do here is go ahead and day 2. I didn't mean to delete all of it. It didn't delete all of it. It's just lagging. Everything gone. Look, even the camera's gone, guys. You didn't tell me the camera was off? I'm in bad need of an upgrade, even though I spent so much money on this stuff, bro. I spent so much money on this equipment, it's crazy. For it to be tripping out on me like this. This is a thing's like a $1,500 laptop, bro. Then the equipment itself is what? Had a $500 in equipment. The monitor I have what 37? Was it? This is a 37 inch. 37, 32, which definitely 37. Curved monitor. Dropped another 350. What this Samsung? This ain't what they be having like Seiko or Android or whatever monitor. Nah, this is a Samsung curved gaming monitor. Joint cost me like 350, 400. And this is not including import tax and shipping fees. I have to ship it over to Island Bargains, which is a shipping company. I buy everything on Amazon, thank God. So I don't have to pay shipping to the company, but then I have to pay 37% tax on everything. And then I have to pay for the shipping. And I think I tried to I'm not even gonna say that. But I've dropped a grip for this motherfucker. Like when it's not doing OBS and streaming, it's fine. It can do everything. I wouldn't say the only two things that I would say it probably isn't doing as efficiently is OBS streaming and video editing. But I would say that I did buy it a while. I did buy it a while ago, and I didn't take care of it the best. I'll give myself that as well because I was working on boats and stuff like that. And I was just if I wasn't using TradingView, I didn't take care of it the best. I'm guilty. But yeah, so once we take that over, let's go ahead and copy over the important lines. So we're gonna copy the first bearish line, the sell stop line, the entry ADM candle open my bad, the ADM candle open price line, the buy stop line, and then the first bullish line. And then once I hold control and click all of those, I'm going to click and drag it and just line it up over here. I didn't line it up properly. Okay, it's still even if you let it go for temporarily, it's still all selected. So I could go ahead and line it up again without holding control. And that should be lined up right now. So the left hand side of the box should be lined up with 8 a.m. and then the right hand side of the box should be lined up with 4:55. I believe right now we have retested the ADM, the ADM kind of open price. So we are down. We should be negative 5 pips as of right now. It's perfectly fine. Okay. Now let's figure out where the ADM kind of open price is. I did say it out loud. Shit. I hope it's not something important. All right. So we open at 1.15397. Okay, I see what I'm supposed to do as well. I'm gonna do that right after I do this. 1.15397 is the ADM kind of open price. Copy, paste, paste. So I changed both the coordinates of the left hand side and the right hand side, as well as the name or the title of the line. Then if the ADM candle open at 1.15397, we are going to open the calculator. We don't need to calculate right now. 10 pips from 1.15397 is going to give you 1.15497. That's going to be the green line, which is the bullish line. All you got to do is paste over and then 1.15497. So add 10 pips or 0.001 and then change the coordinates over. And then we're going to subtract 20 pips to give us where the sell or the bearish line is, which is going to be 10 pips below the 8 AM candle open price, which is also 20 pips below the first bullish line. So 10 and then 20. So 1.15497 minus 20 is going to be 1.15297. Go ahead and paste that here. Just change the 4 to a 2. Copy this. Paste that. Paste that. And then we're proportionate. And then if we add, I could do it in my head. If we add 5 pips to 1.15297, it's going to give us 1.15347. Let's copy that over. Hit the coordinate plane. Paste. Paste. And as you can see, we're right there in the middle. And then we're going to add 10 pips to that. It's going to give us the buy stop, which is going to be 5 pips above the 8 AM candle open price, which is a distance of 10 pips from the sell stop. So you just add 10 pips from the sell stop price, which is 1.15347. Going to give us 1.15447. Copy that. And then we're going to place that there. Place that there. All right, guys, I believe we are now in the danger zone where we are 10 pips in drawdown, 5 pips away from the first bearish line, which is 10 pips below the 8 AM kind of open price, which is going to be which is where we're going to get stopped out for stopped out from our buy position. Correct. But we're still ranging in between the 10 pip range, 10 to 15 pip range. So even though it's their danger zone, markets can pivot back and go in our direction. It can even touch this line right here because we have our spread. It's not going to take us out until it has committed that it is going to move lower than the first bearish line, which is 10 pips below the 8 AM candle open price. So we have committed to being okay with losing the trade. Is nothing that we can do. We place a trade. That's what we got. And then yeah, so these are our lines. So we could go ahead and update what happened. So we're gonna take our first black dot, which is gonna be where we indicated that we got into a trade at, and then we're probably losing the trade today. Let's go ahead and put it at the buy stop. So market move 5 pips bullish, striking the buy stop, and then it is now trending backwards down. All right, maybe drop down to the 1 minute so you guys can see a lot better. We tried to touch it and we pivoted right back up. Oh, interesting. Okay, now I have to go to what I was supposed to do before I had updated the not TradingView. Yeah, before I updated TradingView and made an MLT grid, I was supposed to actually, huh? Let me go ahead and put, yeah. Oh, it's already ready. Okay, it's already ready. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna manually execute the buy or sell trailing. So this is what I'm gonna do, right? So if I was gonna scale into the position, if we was in profit, when markets reaches 1.15597, 1 pip above. Well, no, if I'm gonna get into the trade, yeah, it's gonna be away from it. So 1 pip above. Wow, pop pivoted right across. Look at that, guys. If you stay confident in your trade, it'll come a few pips and then pivot right back around, creating support. This is the 1 minute, so don't take it with a grain of salt. Um, it might be retesting structure, it might not be, right? But whatever, right? What I was gonna say is, if we go ahead and move 15 pips bullish, I'm gonna scale in to position of 1.37, and I'm gonna make my stop loss 15. 10. Yeah, probably gonna make my stop loss 20 pips wide, actually. No, 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 no. 15 pips right under, right on the entry of here. And then we're gonna have two positions. We're gonna have the original position of the buy stop, and then we're gonna scale in for a second position of half the size. Just in case markets continue moving bullish. And then we're gonna trail it. Now, if I do lose this position, I'm also gonna get into a buy position as like an insurance purposes. To see if just in case markets want to stop us out and then pivot back around, that I'm gonna get into it. And then the stop loss for this one is gonna be 11 pips, which is gonna be below this area right here, just in case it does that 15 pip stop out. Bullshit that I love doing. Ah, the camera has now turned off again. I don't know where to find a USB-C to USB 3.0. Probably Amazon. I mean, like on island. USB 3.0 cord for this webcam, because if it's not the webcam, then I bent the internal. Then we got the female and the male. We have the output, or the place you plug it into the webcam. I might have bent that, and then if the wind blow wrong, and there's no wind in my room. But if anything goes wrong, it just goes out, and I believe it's the cord. Um, I believe it's the cord has a short in it, but if not, then it's the webcam that has a problem. I'll probably figure out how to like seal the USB in it where it doesn't move at all, where it cannot move. Probably super glue. But I just gotta confirm that it's not the cord and it's the webcam. The webcam was expensive as hell. Ain't no, it works. Ain't no way in hell I'm gonna buy another one anytime soon. No, I only use it. I just started using it for streaming. Nah, I refuse. And remember, guys, like I said, we got news at 10 o'clock. Marcus is more than liable to fluctuate around a 10 pip range, 10, 15 pip range if it wants to, guys. Yep, 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 yep. I just want to see it move a little bit bullish so I could go back onto TradingView and then talk to you guys a little bit more about that. But I need to be ready to execute. So I'll just stick it. I'll stay right here. Yep, this is one of those things. I can't wait till I get the EA to have the settings that I need so I don't have to manually do this. And I'm gonna buy. I probably had. I've been to like what, two PS5s already. I'm gonna get another one because like waiting and doing the monologues definitely gets boring at times. Or I might not get the PS5 because that definitely is a distraction. That's why I sold it the first time. And I get bored of it. I don't like the game. I don't play the game anymore. I try to play the game to distract me, like so I could wait. But after playing, I don't even really play games. I'm not a real gamer like that. I just know how to play Call of Duty and then 2K, the basketball game. And then after 30 minutes of playing, yeah, I get bored. But okay, we'll go into the monologue while I watch this because I gotta keep my eyes out on this stuff. Let me see something. My bad, guys. I was doing what was I doing? Hold on. My bad, guys. on the live stream on YouTube. I was recording some videos of some back tests, and I zoomed in the screen, so you probably didn't get to see the right hand side of the entire screen for a while now. I just noticed I was doing that. My bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. But there you go. Nothing really changes. There's nothing important that changed. You didn't miss out on not seeing anything important. I was trying to say you did not see double negative. All right, we are testing the 5 pips below the 8 a.m. kind of open price, which is where the sell stop was. Like I started arranging in between there. All right, go ahead and go into a rant right now. So what I've probably noticed, I believe a lot of people, like yourself may have noticed, not everybody, not all new traders or aspiring traders, have gone through this or is going through this, but I believe that it is very important, and I believe a lot of traders do say this, that you do not trade money that you need. You do not, whether it's live accounts or FTMO, or just invest money into trading that you actually that you can't afford to lose, because it's gonna affect the way that you see trading. It's gonna affect your risk tolerance. It's gonna affect your aggressiveness. And it's just gonna put a veil over your eyes where you're not actually seeing what's actually happening, because you're making decisions based off a scarcity mindset than making decisions based off an abundance mindset. And this is very, very important in trading and in life. You don't want trading is already stressful as it is. You don't want trading to be more stressful than it needs to be, because anything that is going to affect your trading in a negative way is going to lose you money. And if you need the money, and the objective of trading is a zero sum game, somebody has to lose money in this industry. It's usually probably most likely going to be you. And when the odds are already stacked against your favor, and you're stacking more odds against yourself psychologically, financially, emotionally, you're gonna be out of there. You're gonna be out of there. And then on top of that, not only in your trading, in your education and trading, you're if you're losing trades, especially if you're losing money in trades that you actually needed, or you losing money in trades that you probably don't need, but it's just a lot of money to you, that you just lost like this. You lost by it being a mistake, um, fear of missing out, greed, whatever the reason why you placed a trade and lost money from the trade is. It's gonna make learning how to trade a lot harder than it actually is. When, like, let's say, which is not the case for a majority of traders, if you come from a comfortable position in life, whether you have a great job, you were born into a great financial position, you already have a great savings or whatever it may be, where now you can trade money that actually makes a difference in your life, but losing the money from that account or those accounts don't change your life. That's probably the best position. Now, it's a give and take, because when you're broke and you probably need the money, or you're trading for a living, or you're trading, or you want to transition from working a 9 to 5 to trade for a living, you have a type of hunger, and you have a type of tenacity and a drive that the person that's already comfortable doesn't have. Now, if that person like a more of an educational, analytical type of person that is not in it because of the money. He's in it for the money, but the money doesn't affect his life unless he gets richer off of it. Then yeah, if he's like a college professional or educated person, then he'll be able to, or he or she will be able to go ahead and approach trading education and trading in real life, demo trading, prop firm trading, more with a statistical approach, less than like a need or a wants approach. So I'm not gonna say that somebody that has money is not can't be a successful trader, because they most definitely can, especially if they went to college, and they learned a discipline. When you learned a discipline and you've been a disciplined person, trading is gonna come a lot more easier to you. Especially if you're in the fields like finance, accounting, and stuff like that, trading will come easy to you if you have the right information. But the number one thing that I do want to focus on, because this is, I believe, the situation for a lot of traders. you get into trading, believe that it's not a get rich quick scheme, but it's opportunity for you to make money, make a lot of money, to make money or a lot of money. But your financial position in the present moment isn't ideal. Um, or is deteriorating where your financial position is actually getting worse and you're trying to get out of that worse financial position, or your job is horrible and you're just getting more stressed and stressed out and you're trying to get out and you need to get out. This is gonna affect the way that you assimilate information. If you study like reality, not reality TV, but like the universe, reality perception, I don't know what word to use, but around those lines of the world that we live in, you get what I'm saying? You'll realize that the way that you perceive information is the way that you see the information. So we both could be looking at the same thing, but based on our experiences, our knowledge, and our environment, we could assimilate the information totally differently. Like, let's say I had this thought before already, so I already have an example. All right, let's say it doesn't matter what type of person you are as a person, right? Let's say you talk to a black person, right? Or you're approaching a black. For me, it was an example where I was trying to talk to the guys, and I was telling like, all right, imagine I'm a black person, I'm from the hood and stuff like that, and I see a black girl that I'm attracted to talking to, but usually people know that black women have this, like, they'll have this face to them where it's not approachable. You get what I'm saying? They call it resting bitch face or whatever like that. But coming from the hood or coming from the environment that I came through, an experience that I have, that if she bad enough, I don't care what face she got on. I'm gonna go up to her. I'm gonna maybe crack a joke, maybe say something and whatever like that, and I wouldn't be discouraged from what I'm seeing. But if it was like a white guy from the suburbs, that's from a different environment, have different experiences, that you don't approach people when they look mad and stuff like that. He's not gonna approach her, assuming that she's mad or that she's not approachable and she doesn't want anybody to talk to her. Same vice versa. If you are a woman and you're approaching a guy, which women don't approach that. Let's say you are approaching a boss, your boss, right? At the job, and he doesn't have an inviting face because he's a high pace, high maintenance, high pressure boss, where that's what he needs to be in the job. You probably want to approach him with a question, or you probably want to approach him just to have conversation, ask him how he's doing based off what you see. But if you're the same type of person, you're in sales or you've been in high pressure positions before, you'll still approach the boss and like, yo, boom, boom, bam, and the boss will probably respond to you in a way that the other person didn't expect the boss to respond, because based off where they're from, their experiences, so on and so forth. So that's the example I wanted to translate to trading. If you are broke, you need money, you're trading money that you need, or you're trading because you want to get out of your position. Every trade has to work. That's a big, big problem in the industry, where somebody has to lose, and the majority of the trades or the majority of the odds are against you for you to lose. That's not the right mindset to get into trading, and then you're going to be looking at trades to see that they're going to work, and even though all the signs are telling you the trade isn't working for you, you're gonna try to make it work. You might even add more money to the trade, and then you're gonna lose. But if you have the right mindset, you have an abundance mindset, you have a probabilistic mindset where you're thinking about a series of trades and not one specific trade, or you don't need the trade to do anything for you except play out whether it's gonna be for a win or a sell, then you'll be in a better position to see information, to trade, and to even be more aggressive. Like, you will be able to say, all right, I have no problem putting more into this trade, but you're making it with educated. You're making an educated move without making a move out of need. I don't need this trade to make this amount of money. No, the trade has the potential of making this amount of money. I'm in a comfortable position where I see the information is favorable for me, and then I could put the money in place where I can leverage more on this trade to make that money. Now, if it doesn't work for me, I risk properly. It's not going to affect me. I could go about my day. But if you put all your eggs in one basket on that one trade and it goes against you and it crashes, not only you lost your account, you're in a bad financial position, you're going to be depressed, and you're going to now start looking at information in a scarcity. Even if you do get back into the markets, you'll be more timid to go and make that decision again. Hold on, guys. I did not scale my stop loss back. Hold on. How did I not see that? It's supposed to be 16 pips though. Why does my stop loss? All right, let me see where my stop loss is in relation to 1.15297. Huh. If, if I'm in a buy, if I was in a buy for 6 pips, which brings my stop loss up, shit, it's 17 pips. Motherfucker. Hold on. Hold on a second. I'm gonna put this in my notes right now. Now I have to go ahead and put some math into play. Is my SL correct for 6 to 16? Right? Let me show you what I mean by that, right? So, right, I said I'm going to trail my stop loss back 1 pip from, let me go do this as well from, okay. All right. I see the error that I had in there. Not to say, as you can see, we did the same thing. We tested it, we went back up again. It didn't test anything. Another one of the same double bottoms, right? Don't worry about that. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the mathematics that happened here, right? So remember, we had a 5 pip from the 8 AM candle open price. We had a 5 pip buffer from where the buy stop or the sell stop is supposed to be. Let's use a buy stop for the example, right? We have the 8 AM candle open price. Originally, we would place our buy stop 5 pips above, and then we'll place our stop loss 15 pips below. Because of spreads, we decided to move our entry 5 pips up, right? Now, I see where it's at. Now, the distance between our entry to our stop loss is 16 pips. Okay. It's now 16 pips. So the 16 pips. But if I put my stop loss at 16 pips, since I put the entry up, the stop loss went up as well. So I have to put the stop loss. It has to be 17 pips for me not to have it exactly at the okay, let me show you guys, right? Stop loss open price buffer is 5 pips above the 8M can. 6 pip above the 8M can open price, which is here, right? If I keep my stop loss at 15 pips without putting the spread, if I added 1 pip to the entry, it actually brings up my stop loss. You get what I'm saying? 1 pip above where it originally was. So even at 16 pips, it's still 1 pip above. What the fuck am I saying? The fuck am I trying to say? All right, hold on. If I move it up 1 pip, the distance if I move it up 1 pip, the distance between yeah. If I move it up 1 pip, the distance between my entry and my stop loss is now 16 pips. If I put 16 pip stop loss in the EA, that will leave my stop loss still at the line, the second bearish line, which is not going to account for spread. Now, if I left it at 15 pips, but I move my entry 6 pips, it would have brought my stop loss up 1 pip above, making my stop loss more prone to getting striked out by spread. So I actually have to have a 17 pip stop loss to account for the 1 pip that it pulls it up, and then pull it down another pip. So that's gonna keep me below the second bearish line. Okay, I see what's going on. Because when I was looking at it, my entries were 1 pip above and below the regular 5 pip above and below line, right? But my stop loss was exactly where it was initially, and that wasn't working out for me. Okay, I'm gonna go and retest that. I'm gonna retest the math. I'm gonna run that through ChatGPT to see what's going on, and then see what's going on, because my stop loss was exactly, if you go back in the video, at 1.15297. That means that I didn't trail it back any to account for spreads. So now I put at 1.15287, which is 1 pip below. This market playing around with this level is a joke. a joke. And then if I get in at, let me see. If this is FTMO, I'm tripping. I need to go to IC markets. In IC markets, I need to go to new order. In that order, I need to go to pending order, and I'm gonna go and put a buy limit now. I'm gonna expect the price to pivot at 1.15287, and then I need it to be 10 pips below 1.15187, and then I can go ahead and trade it like that. Perfect. So just in case we get stopped out, instead of getting a scale in, I'll get a re-entry right below, just in case it does that one thing that we love to see over and over again, where markets go 15 pips against me, stop me out to pivot right back around. And remember, guys, like I said, there goes the camera. I guess if I hit my hand on my fist, that creates an earthquake, and that earthquake turns off my webcam. All right. Back to Papa, back to Daddy, back to Daddy. Come on, focus. Eyes on the prize. Pivot again. This is a triple pivot of death. Triple pivot of death to see if you got what diamond hands. And then probably create a bullish and go from again, and just pivot right back down. And then hit the stop loss anyways. If we have to wait for news, that's gonna be an hour and 15 minutes. But could you at least trend above? Let's trend in profit. Let's trend up here. Let's not trend down here. Let's trend up here. Shit. I'm not worried about. I'm not really stressed out about it. I'm more annoyed than stressed out. That's still a bad psychology. That's still bad, Jonathan. Bad, Jonathan. Don't be annoyed. Don't be stressed out. Just don't care. That's why I needed something to just take my eyes off the prize. And then what it does again, it bounces right back up. Now, if that motherfucker explode to the upside, I need to make sure that I have this open. So go ahead and bizai. Oh, if I do market execution, it actually let me have a stop loss. Nice. 1.15. I need glass size. 1.15437. 1.15437. Just in case we go to the moon ski. The other day, I think we had like consecutively close to like 9 people at one time. That was pretty lit. That was pretty lit. And we back fluctuating around the 80M candle open price, guys. Let's see if we have generated enough momentum to go ahead and shoot above the previous candle open. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Didn't we was just trading 1 pip above 1.15297, which is the first bearish line, level 1. Bearish level 1. That's what I'm gonna start calling bearish level 1, bullish level 1. Because I'm getting tongue tied saying these things over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Yep, guys. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah. So I did have another Yap session prepared for you guys. Let's see. I hate you. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. All right. No, 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 no. Okay. Scarcity mindset, skewed view, being broke at the wrong. Okay, 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 okay. I could expound. May I expound? Being broke at the wrong time. That's what I want to expound on. Being broke at the wrong. Sometimes it's okay to be broke while trading and learning how to trade, or not even being broke. Not having a lot of not having a lot of money, not having a lot of trading success at the wrong time. You don't want to be successful in trading too early in your trading career without gaining the necessary experience, without going through losing streaks, without going through the ups and downs psychologically of trading, without taking enough trades where you understand have made the mistakes in execution. You place a buy instead of a sell. You place a one instead of a 10. You get what I'm saying? You blew an account here or there. You get what I'm saying? Like you want to have the experience of losing the right way or working your way through all the mistakes early on into your trading career, as much make as many mistakes early on to your trading career before you achieve trading success. When you start achieving trading success, in your head you're going through euphoria. Everything that you're doing is right. You're the smartest person in the world. Nobody can stop you. Nothing can stop you. Every time you play, you have withdrawals coming in and out. What you're doing is working. Now, when the time comes, and that time will come for every trader to go through that losing streak, where you're gonna second guess who you are as a person, who you are as a trader, who you are as a human, um, you want to be prepared for that situation. If you haven't been battle tested for the situation, when it does happen to you, you're gonna be downtrodden. And you know another thing like that is a fact about making money. People that win the lottery give back all the money in 5 years or less. People that just come. If another saying that goes that if all the money was distributed evenly amongst everybody in the world, it would sooner or later end up back into the same hands. And then too much good at one time is a bad thing. You get what I'm saying? All those things are true to the fact that in trading, if you don't have the necessary experience, you can lose all the money that you have. Even if you make big wins, when that losing streak comes, you're gonna risk big trades, and you can have big losses. One and one minus plus one minus one is zero. Plus 1 million and minus 1 million is still zero. That's why you see like a lot of millionaires and stuff like that can be bankrupt, go be broke, or even have millions of dollars in their bank account and still be worth negative millions of dollars with debt and all certain type of things. You don't want to get into trading success too fast and too early without the necessary experience to be able to sustain that success over a period of time. You don't know what mistakes that you have. You don't know what errors and psychological issues that you have until you have to face them. And you want to face them when you don't have that much to lose, than face them when you have everything to lose. Um, it's a lot harder being a millionaire and going broke than being broke and becoming a millionaire. Socially, it's very hard to be broke and become a millionaire in terms of effort, but like the psychological and social effects of you having been a millionaire and now you're broke, or you was broke, became a millionaire, and went back broke. If you was broke, became a millionaire by hard work and effort, and then went back broke, we would know that you'll become a millionaire again. But if you was broke, became a millionaire by a fluke, and then went back broke, you might end up staying broke. That's a problem. Because you didn't have the necessary resources and faculties mentally and physically in reality to sustain that. You get what I'm saying? Like it's real stuff. Like like when it was a period of time where I actually thought I could win the lottery. thanks to my cousin or whatever like that. I'm not gonna throw him under the bus. We both thought equally that if we spend enough money, the odds of us winning, it was like $1 billion something at the time, where it was just like, if you win it, you won it. If you lost the money, you lost the money. But a nigga was gonna try, right? So what I was gonna say, yeah, we were trying to do it, and then in doing that, I'm like, man, if I win this $1 billion, bro, I don't want to get addicted to cocaine and partying and all types of stuff, and then end up killing myself, or going back broke. So let me learn how to manage money. You know what I'm saying? So then I started watching videos and stuff like that, and then they was telling you, like, if you gave somebody $1 million right now, if I gave you $1 million right now, what would you do? I give you guys a second to respond. If I gave you $1 million right now, what would be the first thing that you would do? This one might be the retest that hit us for stop loss, though. All right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys have some ideas of what you will do with that $1 million, right? I believe 99.9% of you guys said that you're gonna go and buy something, whether it's a house, pay off your debt, um, a car, a vehicle, just a purchase. Most likely a depreciating asset. Whether it don't matter if you say it's a home or anything like that, still a depreciating asset. Not a depreciating asset. It's still a liability. It might not be a depreciating asset, but it's a liability. If you're in the United States, you buy a house, you got to pay property tax. You have to have maintenance. If you get in a nice neighborhood, you have homeowners fees, insurance, all types of bills and stuff like that. That's gonna become associated with the house. Even though the value of the house might go up, you're still gonna have bills associated with that house. The number one thing, if you won the lottery, if you got $1 million, the first thing you want to go and do is get you two things. You want to get your CPA, a certified private accountant, and you want to get you a lawyer. These are the first two things that you do. You sit down with a wealth manager or a CPA and figure out how we're going to manage this money. Because right now, at that point in time, you do not have the necessary education. You don't have the experience to manage $1 million. Then you're gonna need a lawyer. You are now an asset. You could go in a car accident. You could have an argument with somebody, get in a fight with somebody, and now somebody's gonna sue you. If you don't have the lawyer, if you don't have proper representation, then you are going to be screwed. Or let's say you have to be able to you have to get your will. You need a will done. You could get your trust. You need trust done, so on and so forth. There's things that you need done in place before you even spend $1 of that money. The CPA was going to tell you, if you want a lottery, you still have to pay taxes. You end up spending that money too fast, and then you realize that you got to pay, depending on the state that you in, what, 30%, and you already spent 700,000. Now they asking for 30%, 300,000. You give them 300,000. Now you're broke. And now everything that you bought with the 700,000 is probably gonna have fees, whether it be insurance, um, rent, mortgage, people that's depending on you that you probably put in school, or whatever you're doing with the money is gonna be gone. So that's another thing that I need, that experience at the right time. You need experience and timing to be right. The success of trading as well as just experience has to coincide. So when you start actually becoming successful trading, you can go ahead and manage it. And you want it to be a gradual build. You want to go from like a .01 lot to a .1 lot to a standard lot to 10 standards, so on and so forth, and gradually grow as a person, grow mentally, grow financially, and your financial education, and your trading experience and the way that you trade, along with your account size or your account balance. You want to grow that. You just don't want to pop that overnight, because shoot, you pop that overnight, the money isn't you don't respect the money enough because you didn't work hard enough for it. I could go a little bit longer about that, but I want to stop that there. It sounds good enough. I don't want to drag it on. Then whatever. So we went back down to the same level, guys. Like I said, we got 1 more hour. As long as we can hold, if we can hold for an hour, then let's let the 10 o'clock news affect price. Now, like I said, the 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock news is not like 8:30 news, where it's like in the first 5 minutes of the execution or the delivery of news, that's when markets move. I've noticed like 2 o'clock news, 10 o'clock news, 12 o'clock news. The news event will come out, and then maybe 2 hours, an hour later, in the day, that's when you probably have some big candles. But it's never like NFP, CPI, PPI, a lot of other red folded news events. The first 5 minutes is where you got boom, bam, and then and then whatever, if it has more to go in the same direction, it will distribute that evenly across time. But like the other news events, it'd be weird. Like you got news at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock is when you have like a 20, 30, 40 pip move. And if you have news at 2 o'clock, close to like 4 o'clock, that's when you see, like, if you ever use my MagnOpus Trading template, the majority of the moves, whether it be like high impact news or no news days, the majority of the move is from 8 a.m. to 12. And then after 12, markets start dwindling down. It doesn't move a range of 20 pips or more. Um, but when you have news at like 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock, that's when you see like the high of the day is going to end up being around 3, 4, maybe even 5, wow, 459, all the way to the end of the trading day, which will be the highest point of the market, which is not common, but it does happen. It does definitely happen. 10 o'clock news mean I'm going to be on the live stream longer, which is good, but I don't not. Yeah, it's good. More minutes, but you guys gotta watch it though. You gotta watch the entire stream. Not until I get like real famous or popular or whatever, popping. Will people backtrack and go back into my catalog of videos and then watch the videos in entirety and actually get the minutes up where they actually, right now people probably watch like 10 minutes, skip through and whatever. Now I'm trying to do all forms of content. I'm gonna be doing, my shorts are pretty good. It's hit or miss. Maybe after every maybe after every 7 to 10 shorts, I find one that actually hit for like 1,000 plus views. Um, my course, not my course, my little tutorial that I do, just explaining like step by step to the best of my ability, how to make the template, how to make the grid, and everything like that. Those consistently are getting views. Those are the nice ones. Those ones still about like an hour and change. Those are my probably my highest converting ones. Where even though I don't have 1,000 people watching that one video, that one person that does watch is watching 20, 30 minutes of content. So that's good. And then my live stream is probably, I'm ranging around like 20 people average or less per video, but the live stream be like 2 hours, hour 30 minutes. And these people are just, they skipping through, and it's a live stream. It's not like straight, like when you're making a YouTube video, you have a topic and then it's a linear topic. When you're doing a live stream, you're just, a lot of it is like, that's why I try to yap as much as possible. Is dead space. Um, and then me talking. Sometimes I go on like tangents that have nothing to do with trading. Or we just sit in front of the computer watching, um, watching the MT5. And if somebody sees that on YouTube, they just skip. Like, you see what I'm talking about? YouTube videos that have nothing to do with trading. They're gonna skip through this. So yeah, that is that. So, yep, we just consolidating, guys. We have 2 more minutes until 9 a.m. and then we'll have 1 more hour left before news. Yep. Hopefully, on the higher time frame, we have successfully created, at least, yeah, we created support. That's good. We created support, but it looked like we also retested the break of structure. And then we will have to try to test it. I think that's what my TP is, all the way up here. What my TP? Damn, my TP not even over there. My TP way over there. Way over there is not even. It's not even a phrase game. Oh wow, look at that, guys. That's straight chop. This is what we was dealing with. Mm-mm. This is disgusting. This range right here, disgusting. And we need to pass this one all the way up here. That's where our TP is. Mm. It's still a probability. It's not a high probability, but probably is a probability. 1% is still a probability. Yeah, that's what you can expect when you coming off an NFP week, man. Low liquidity, low moves, consolidation. because all the big moves have happened already. Marcus don't want people to get rich. What you thought? You thought this was a charity? All right, that's 9 a.m. guys. Yeah, Marcus don't want you to get rich, so um, it'll be opportunities to make money, but the rest of the opportunities are gonna be bullshit. That's why I need people to join the live stream, bro. Y'all gotta give me topics, bro. Y'all gotta open your mouth, dog. Say something. If you're on the Discord and you're watching via anything, throw some in the throw some for me to talk about. But I usually don't have problems talking about stuff. Um, hmm, I'm thinking. I want to save them for YouTube video. All right, let's go to we could go to TradingView. Oh, it's her birthday today. We can't go. There's no strikes, guys. There's nothing. There's no strike. Only thing we can do is have the buy stop. Markets move 5 pips in our favor. Buy stop. 8 a.m. candle. I'm not using none of those yellow dots, bro. Waste of dots. I have too much dots. 8 a.m. candle open was retested. We tried to violate there. If we didn't violate already, I do not believe we're gonna violate anytime soon, guys. Best highest probable outcome I'm looking at right now, in my opinion, which doesn't matter to markets, is a break even where we go ahead and we go to the second bullish level, and then we consolidate a little bit and then end up stopping me out somewhere over here, and then continue moving forward. Nothing crazy though. I don't got faith in no crazy move or anything like that. No time soon. Since we have 3 more days in the markets, one more high impact news event on, I believe, Thursday. This day is just gonna be consolidation. And letting people that made money last week attempt to lose it this week or spend it all. They don't want them coming back with all that money that they made. They could go ahead and split accounts where they just trading straight profits and then come back next week and make more money? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? You're not giving out scholarships to be rich out here. And after this, I do have to run errands. Now, I did run out of. I don't want to say it because I'm gonna feel bad. If I verbalize it, then it's real. But you guys the chat, so I gotta say it. All right. I ran out of Celsius. I can say I am addicted to Celsius. I'm one of those guys. At least Celsius is supposedly healthier than Red Bull. It's still horrible. I still feel the heart palpitations. I'm on 2 Celsius a day. I know, guys. I know it's bad. High blood pressure, all the whole 9 yards. I got it. I know. But like sitting in front of a computer trading, and then I wake up at 4 a.m. I'm up at 4 a.m. I'm doing it. I'm doing an entire morning routine. I'm reading. I'm working out. Um, I'm doing some other miscellaneous things. I'm not doing any other miscellaneous things. I'm just reading, working out, listening to motivational videos, educational videos, um, the Bible, um, yeah, stuff like that that I'll do in the morning before 7:30. Then I have like stuff on the computer. I gotta check analytics, do my finances, just stuff that I have to do in the morning, and then I have to sit in front of this computer and then I'll trade with you guys. And then like it's not a lot of physical exertion, but since I'm waking up at 4 a.m. and I'm doing a lot of stuff, I end up being kind of tired. And then the Celsius really helps me out, especially sit in front of the computer and stay focused. I do stand up. Let me not even lie to you guys. I should be standing up, walking, going to the beach, getting some sunlight. I should incorporate that more. I should. Let me not even come on this internet and cap out. Oh, I can change this to day Tuesday. Two for Tizzy. Only if they let us listen to music, bro. YouTube trip. Hola, mama. Overload, turning down the settings using overload. How do I turn down the settings? I guess I can't turn it down now. I did figure out how to do it. I guess I can't do it midstream. Maybe next stream. All right, let me go and put that note in there. Update Discord. Turn down video output resolution settings. Axe chat. Jipete. Jipete. Jipped. 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 I'm definitely gonna I'm gonna clip that one section where I'm gonna clip all those monologues separately and I'm gonna post them as YouTube videos. Post them as YouTube videos. I'm getting better at clipping too, so that's what's up. We're back above the 80M candle open. Yeah, I believe that we're gonna go ahead and consolidate for the next hour, and then maybe 10 o'clock is just gonna give us a strike, whether it be 20, or it be 10, 20, 30. I'll give it 30 pips. I'm not giving it more than 30 pips. I ain't giving it more than 30 pips. Um, I don't want to. I don't want to close for TP at 30 pips, but it's not giving. Not maybe not even. No, don't even not. That's so sassy. I ain't gonna say that phrase. I'm straight. I'm straight off that. When I say I'm straight, I mean I'm okay. But it also means I'm straight. Once I get off the computer, that's when market's gonna move. I promise you, gang. I promise you. Let me go ahead and put a little arrow there for the people that's coming onto the TikTok live stream so they at least have an idea of what I think markets might try to do. Long position. Long position right over. Nigga. Negro. Wow. It is over with, bro. We cooked, gang. The computer is cooked. Can't do anything. I think I've been here before where they won't let me do any more drawing tools. Think I've done that before. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I guess it's gonna be time for me to make a new trading view. Let's see if they stop letting me draw stuff. No, no. That's crazy. They won't let me do it. They let me do everything except draw a long position. It's canceled every time. All right, never mind. Doesn't matter. You could keep it. Yep. Since we're at 8 a.m. kind of open price, I definitely believe that we are going to be consolidating for the next 40 minutes until 10 a.m. Low liquidity markets, do not expect anything high. I'm more than likely gonna close at a 25 pips in profit. What 510? Yeah, 25 pips in profit. I don't know if it's gonna go past that. I'm more than happy with a little bit more than a 1-to-1. That is going to execute the buy position, correct? Let me go ahead and change that over. But I'll have to cancel the this sell. Hmm. What is my boy Regan? Yeah, my boy Regan, man. What's up, Regan? The one and only man. Afternoon, bro. Go ahead and did you is the EA on? If the EA isn't on right now, I'll tell you to go ahead and put a buy stop at 1.15447. If you're gonna manually do it, if you already have the EA on, it should have executed the trade for you. But if you do not, if you didn't get into a trade, you want to put a buy stop at 1.15447. You want to put your stop loss at 1.15287, which is going to be what, 17 pips away. One entry for the buy stop, you gotta go to open new order, and then under it's a symbol, you go to type, you gotta put pending order, and then under pending order you have to choose buy stop, and then you want to put the entry at 1.15447. Stop loss is gonna be at 1.15287. Take profit is gonna be at 1.15887. If you could look at your, let's see, if you look at my if you look at your phone, it should be down there. Oh shit, you could zoom on TikTok. All right, so I zoomed in for you. You want to look at this right here, and you should have only like a few more minutes or seconds before price actually goes past that point. Um, so like I said, open new order, symbol is USD, type is pending order. Then you're gonna go to buy stop. Um, shoot, I don't know what type of what lot size. It doesn't matter lot size. You want to put standard lot, a 0.1 lot, or 0.01 lot. Doesn't matter. You just want to get into the trade. Entry is gonna be 1.15. What 457, 447 or 457, which is up to you. Um, I would say 1.15457. That's one pip above. Oh, I'm at 1 point. Okay, I'm at that price because that's what spread got me at. Because of spread. But I was actually trying to get at 1.15 457. They gave me 1.15460. So, like I said, buy stop at 1.15447 and a 1.15457. There's a difference of 1 pip. Doesn't matter. Sell stop loss at 1.15287. TP at 1.1587. All right. Perfect. 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 Even in a trade for a while now, we have news at 10 o'clock. We've been consolidating since when we executed. We executed around maybe like 8, 10 or 15. Let's see. If every candle is representative of 1 minute, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At 8:08, we executed a buy, deleting the sell position. And then we've been in the market ever since. And then look at that, man. We almost got stopped out by this is close to a pip. Then this is maybe 0.6 of a pip. Then we came back again below the sell stop level, which is 5 pips, or maybe like over here. We tried it one, 2, 3. We could count this as a fourth time. We tried it enough. I think on the higher time frame, it should have created support, but it really is some bullshit going on here. As you can see, it's very choppy. Even though it's choppy like this, it's still a mathematically, mathematically it might be a bullish engulfing somewhere around here. But even if it's choppy and it's not a bullish engulfing, a hold up price where price isn't moving either higher or lower, it's the halt. A halt is still could be considered as support. And then it may pivot. Remember, markets gonna respect or disrespect support or resistance. So even if we do hold, we can melt down at any point in time. And then we do have this resistance up here. Our take profit is all the way at previous resistance. We do have we have a minor level of resistance here, another level of resistance here to go up here. Since we don't have anything like convincing, like high impact news other than the one that we have today at 10 o'clock, which is nothing too serious, you should have entered into a trade by now. It should have executed. Maybe didn't execute yet. If it did, it did. But I'm not sure, but the probability of it continuing further up is more than likely to not. And then we're gonna continue higher, hopefully. Over here, I'm not confident that's gonna hit take profit. Because we don't have, because we just coming off of NFP week. It was a lot of volume, a lot of liquidity, of big moves that were happening during that week. Usually markets would take a break the next week after that. Still a probability basis. Like I said, it might not. It might take a break after that. And then not move as much. Like the other day, the range of yesterday was only 30 something pips. Not that convincing, not that much of a move. And then we moved in London session a little bit. I can't say we didn't move, but not in comparison to what was happening last week. We haven't been moving much. So this was Monday, London session. We did get a decent move of maybe like 50, 45 pips. We're finding support at Tuesday New York session. Hopefully it's inversion or what you call support pivot. If we go higher, we go higher. You guys know we're just gonna trail our stop loss as price moves in our favor. I probably want to be out of the trade before 12 o'clock, but since you have 10 o'clock news, like I said, everything gets shifted later in time. So whatever the markets trail for, they trail for. I have a high inclination that I want to close at a 3-to-1. I feel like I want to close at a 3-to-1 and just be out of the markets, have the profit, and just call it a day. But if I do see a lot, like markets is moving healthily with a lot of volume and a lot of spunk to it, then maybe not. But I don't have no problem. I can't say I don't have no problem miss out on profits, but I don't think I could consistently sit. Can't say that either. Can't say I don't think I could sit consistently in front of the computer and trail the stops. We'll see when it happens, guys. We'll see when it happens. We will see when it happens. But once we go past a 1-to-1 plus profits, then you can't lose. The only thing you lose is potential profits. Yeah. And I did say I don't want to lose any potential profits. So guess what, guys? I'm going to trail the stop loss as much as it wants to trail. I'm gonna let it hit the stop loss because I can't go back on my word. Yeah, nigga, y'all got me on live stream saying it, so I gotta lead by example, right? Let's lead by example. Oh shit, maybe you guys can't see all the way up there. Boom. There we go. Let me fix you up right quick. We got 40 minutes until 10 o'clock news comes out. So you got some time. Let me refill my I'm gonna refill my cup with some water, guys. Arlington. Y'all got me talking and talking and talking. My mouth getting dry. Ah. They're probably like the scariest thing to hear when you're not sitting in front of the computer. Bloop, 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 bloop. If it goes like this, you know you fucked. Either you fuck or you rich. Either you fucked or you're rich. If you have a TP, it's highly likely that you're not rich, but uh, it'd be something happening. But if I already knew where the price was at, and I heard one bleep, I already knew that it went back to the entry, which is 5 pips above the 8 kind of open price, where the buy stop was executed. You see, man, you never see me yawn. I tell you that Celsius work, bro. Oh shit! What did I press on accident? Let's go back to the 1 minute since la 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 la. There we go, man. So this is very, very good confidence. This is good bill of confidence. We tried one time. We tried two times. We made a double bottom. We did a little dip. Now we're making higher lows and higher highs, guys. Higher lows and higher highs. So we have a little bit more confidence in the bullish move will continue. But we definitely seen situations or scenarios where we get the 5 pips bullish, we strike for our buy stop, we go 5 pips in our favor, and then markets comes down, hit our stop loss, and then pivot back in the original direction of markets. That one I'm not too confident in re-entering into that position. So once the markets trigger that, which it just did, I'm gonna go ahead and delete this one. I'm not gonna get into any re-entries. We have indicated that markets would like to go further in the bullish direction. Since we have hit the first bullish level line, level one, which is 10 pips above the 8 candle open, we can more than likely come back down, retest the 8 candle open price, and not be afraid of anything and not be startled. This is where the markets might be breathing. We'll let markets go ahead and retest that 8 candle open if it wants to, and then it might pivot back around and continue in the same direction. And like I said, we've seen this a million times. We're gonna study it even after we take the trade today, so that we could burn it into our memory. So let me go ahead and put a green strike or green dot on the first bullish line here. And then let me go ahead and project over the next level 2 bullish line, which is going to be 20 pips above the 8 AM candle open, which is going to be 15 pips above our entry, which is going to also be a 1-to-1 risk reward. And also that's when we're going to trail our stop loss to break even in hopes that markets are going to continue in that direction. And on the live account, I'm also going to scale in for another position to see if we could get a 3-to-1, and then I probably wanted to get out of the markets at that time or continue scaling out. So bullish or 10 pips above 1.15497 is giving us 1.15697. And then I could go ahead and select all, copy, paste. Oh, that's farther than it looks. Paste. No, I'm wrong. My bad. Sorry, guys. 1.15597. My bad. Remember, guys, I'm not a mathematician. I graduated school over a decade ago. My maths is not that great at all times. It is good. It's just like I make small mistakes. Whatever. All right, guys. We're looking for the next zone. We're looking for 10 more pips so that we could be in break even. Okay, and I could go ahead and place the pending order. I don't have to wait for markets to go ahead and execute that. As you can see, the FTMO is up $1,000 now. I should have went on the VPS. Um, let's go to pending order. Buy stop 3.7 1.15 1.15. I gotta add 1607. Stop loss is gonna be 1.15437. 1.15437. And then we're gonna keep the same TP as the original, 1.15887. And then we're gonna place that. All right, so just in case we have a healthy trade, we are going to scale in another position half the size of the original position, 15 pip stop loss, which is going to put us right below where we're going to also trail the original position stop loss to break even. So the original position is going to, if markets go back against us, the original position is going to close at break even, and then we're just going to lose half the size of the trade. But if it does go with us, we are going to be 2xing the original amounts of profit. So that's I'm not insurance, but that's the bag that I want to put on it. When we win, we want to make as much money on our winners because we don't know how long we're gonna have it, how many win streaks we're gonna have. So when we do have an opportunity to win, let us win, and let's take every single last cent off the table, because when we lose, it takes every single last cent. When we lose on NFP, it takes every single last cent plus some. So let's go ahead and lock in with that. Like I said, now I am comfortable with markets consolidating until 10 a.m. We are well above our entry price here. We're well above our entry price here, so it could dick around all it wants to do. And then if 10 o'clock news brings us higher, we can go ahead and be okay with that. At least let 10 o'clock news go to the next level where we could go ahead and put our original position in break even, put our FTMO account in break even, and then be alive to trade another day without losing any more profits. Except on the live account, if we do lose, we'll lose half the position because we tried to scale in, and if we didn't scale in, whatever. But now, if it just taps the line over here and it doesn't commit to moving more bullish, we're not gonna get into half because I accounted for spreads, I accounted for bullshit. So if it doesn't commit to that move, we won't be scaled in. But if it does commit to the move, it also will indicate that it's gonna continue committing to the move. So yeah, so we're in a good position. We're in a good position. We have news in the next 30 minutes. We're well above the entry of the original position. So let's see what we got going on today. And then remember, we had two losing trades in a row. We lost FTMO on Friday. Monday, we lost the trade. The probability of the next trade being a winner is higher. The probability of the next trade being a winner of at least 1-to-1 is higher. And then if we do lose today, the probability of the next trade is the highest as it's going to be. It's damn near almost guaranteed that the next trade will be a winner. But because I did do my back testing yesterday, it's possible but not probable that we will have 4 to 5 losing trades in a row. It is possible because anything in trading is possible, especially losing, but it's not probable because we'll have 6 to 10 weeks consecutive where that's not happening. But it is possible. Just always keep that in your back pocket. But just because it's possible does not mean that you should go into the markets afraid that it might happen. You get what I'm saying? We're going to the markets with proper risk management, and then we're also going to markets trying to get as much as we can out of the markets of the opportunities that we do have. Like I said, well, the markets can go ahead and fluctuate all at once. We're at a great position. We're very comfortable right now. Just gotta wait for news in the next 30 minutes. Yeah. And then after this, and when I'm done with this, I have some errands to run. I gotta go grocery shopping. Got a few more things to do, and then I gotta prepare. I gotta do some more. I gotta make sure I finish all the data. I gotta report all the data, do the content, some other stuff that I want to do. It's another tutorial video I want to drop. And then when I drop that, I will be good for the day. And then we're gonna be back tomorrow, man. Hopefully, we every other trade, if if God willing, every other trade after this is a winner. Shit, we deserve it. We work hard for it. We deserve winning trades. Ah, all right. So we just broke and closed. What are we on? 1 minute? I don't like looking at 1 minute at all. So we just okay. Even on the 15 minute, we have just broken close above this bullshit right here. So now we're more than likely to go ahead and retest this breaker structure, and then continue onward, or we could violate the support and continue downward. After that, if we do violate, continue downward, I want nothing to do with it. And I'm gonna do my errands and then go back to work. Go back to the work ski. And after a while, I'm gonna start diversifying. I still once I get Euro USD down pat, I'm gonna start diversifying the trades where we can trade one trade a day per instrument or per pair. So we'll have Euro USD, we have a trade on. We'll have US 30 gold, UJ or GJ, whatever it is, whatever is most profitable, uh, that we can go ahead. And then we'll also be able to track. We'll also be able to track multiple pairs where now we're looking for a high or A+ trades where the probability is in our favor. So instead of trading all of the pairs every day at the same time, let's let a few losers stack up. Let's let 2 losers stack up and then start trading. Let's let 3 losers stack up and then start trading, where the probability of the next trade being a winner is more probable. So you see, Euro USD, we're just collecting data and we're trading based off of probabilities. But once we get all the information in the Magnum Opus theory, all those data points plotted out, and we understand how the strategy works, in and out, backwards and forwards, we could go ahead and apply it to different pairs, and we could be more conservative on different pairs, and we could be aggressive on high probability or A plus trades, like people like to call it. So we find A plus trades on different pairs, and then we go balls deep, or we go very aggressively on those trades, and then we're good. Because once we done with this, and we go over to gold, and we go over to US 30, it's over with. Gold and US 30 is like your USD on steroids. So if it's like doubling it. Like if I make a 1-to-1 on your USD, it's probably like a 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 on that same move at the same time on US 30. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be the same execution, the same discipline, the same psychology. But once you master it on one, you could apply it on the other one, and understand that you have the skills to manage all of these positions. You have the knowledge, you have the experience, you know the outcomes, you know the probabilities, and you're doing it. You're just not doing it because you want to make money. You're doing it because you know how to make the money. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I try to stick to one pair, the one way, because man, you don't want to like a basketball player. You gotta shoot 1,000 free throws. Then you could dribble. Then you could shoot your threes. Then you did. It doesn't matter. Kobe Bryant still goes back and shoots 1,000 to 10,000 free throws, even though he's one of the greatest players of all time. You still gotta stick with your basics. Make sure your basics is down pat, and then you could build on top of the basics and become an amazing trader or amazing basketball player, whatever it is. But stay with your basics. Make sure your basics is good. Yep, 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 yep. That was just 5 minutes, man. I thought I talked more than 5 minutes. I'm trying to talk my ass off for this time to go by. And then even if we, like I said, even if we do hit 10 o'clock, it doesn't mean that market is just gonna skyrocket to the moon. Sometimes it take a while for it to display on price, and then sometimes it might not even move anything. It might just move 20 pips or whatever, and that's it. But I do like the, like I said, I do like this right here where we consolidated and then we made a bullish engulf. And this consolidation is definitely a pause in price. If price wanted to move lower, it would have moved. It would have moved lower, but it didn't. We broke and closed, and it seemed that we're staying above. We could go ahead and retest. We go ahead and retest the 8 a.m. candle open, which is a very healthy move. It might even just go down and then pop right back up without even closing anywhere lower than that. But yeah. But like this can like if it made a bullish engulf in like 2 to 3 candles, I would the probability of it going and breaking that bullish engulfing and violating it, I wouldn't be surprised. But when you've been staying here for a while, a period of time, consolidating, collecting trades, building the trades up, mm, mm, you breaking that, I would be surprised. It's possible, but not probable. Let's do the 1 hour. Yeah. We got support over here. I guess we on the support level. Yeah. Let's let market show us what it wants to do. Look at this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful range over here. Give me a second, guys. Ma bene, tell. Nope, it's just retesting the first bullish level, so don't. So we still fluctuating, guys. Nothing really happened so far. This is my computer. This is my personal. Why is that even open? Oh, I know. I tried to open it. It was like, okay. That's just a retest of the first bullish level. What yeah? What you say? 2810 what? Yeah, 110. 2810. Okay. Mm-mm. Yeah, Hadisa.
Hassan was 65.
Say Dila.
Wat like lang.
I have the bubble cat. How that's connect? Oh, how about to say connected my phone? All right, remember, guys, if we come down to the 8 a.m. candle open, it's still okay. Marcus is just breathing, right? Mm-hmm. We're going first to that. Until it's a cash on this one. All right, we're back in business. All right, we are upward. Not too much. We're still hustling around. 8 a.m. kind of open. Little retest. Let's see if we can retest this break of structure, pivot back around. And remember, we got 13 minutes until 10 o'clock news. And let's see how that's going to affect our trade. Like I said, if we want to consolidate above our entry price, I have no problem with markets doing that. But when it was consolidating down here, that's when you're trying to piss me off. Right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 12 minutes, guys. We're gonna hang on tight. We're gonna analyze news. We're gonna document how markets moved at what type of news we have today. What SPI or whatever like that. Yikes! What is this? We have ISM PMI, whatever the hell that is. ISM PMI. The last time we had that was on July 3rd. Let me see if we go back to July 3rd and see what how markets moved. Um, June, July 3rd. Hopefully that wasn't the one. June, July 3rd. Let me see the entire week. The entire week, July 3rd, bank holiday. Yeah, that I can't look at July 3rd because they put that with NFP. That was the week that we got screwed over. Nice. We got a good fuck you on that one. Uh, that's when I lost 9 grand on that NFP. Let me go see what's the next. What's the one before that? June 4th. Let's figure out what markets did on June 4th. Let's look at the entire week to see if NFP as well. Why does it fall on? Okay, because NFP was August 1st. Last week Friday, it just shifted it over. Um, hmm. What we got going on, guys? Are we in profit or are we losing? Are we back at the entry price, which is fine. Like I said, we're fine to go and do this. Very healthy move. We retest a very healthy move. It's just probably giving space for the not big move, but news move, or probably not. All right, let's go ahead and see. Let's see what markets did on June 4th. Yeah, let's see what markets did on June 4th. I'd rather go on the hourly chart because if I can't do that 5 minute chart, it's gonna be. Oh wow, we went straight down to check that. Let's go to June 4. We're back at the 8 a.m. candle open price. Like I said, very healthy move. We can go ahead and consolidate. It's just basically saying from 8 a.m. back to right now, we have a net zero move where we're not bullish or bearish. Just a reset to scare people off. June, July. Okay, June 4th. Let's go there. Let's see how markets move during ISP. I'm not looking for a direction of ISP. I'm just looking to see if we had a big candle. And it looks like we have a decent sized candle. Let's see. Let's go to 10 o'clock. So we actually had two decent sized candle. I believe we probably had one at 9 o'clock. No, this is 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Okay. It moved 10, 20, 30 pips. So we can expect something like that or more or less, right? More or less around that much. I think I could do this where I could split it in half and then shoot, I gotta pay for my plan. Plan has expired. I'm gonna pay for it. Wait, I could do that now. Let me do that now. Upgrade. Ah, my webcam went out. Which one did I usually have? Um, which one do I usually have though? Okay, now that's what a monthly. There we go. Yeah, this one I have for sure. All right, I don't want to show you guys my information. You guys can look at the VPS in the meantime. You ain't tell me that, guys. You ain't tell me that. No, no, that's right. That's right. I'm on a 1 minute. Let's put it more in perspective. There we go. And then let me go and get my instant executor. Instant executor 1.15 1.15 187. All right, just in case markets want to. Yeesh. All right, let's focus on this right here. I just updated my TradingView, so that is okay. But let's focus on what we're looking at the matter at hand here. We got 5 more pips until we reach over here. A violation. Let's see. Let's go to 15 minutes. What you think, guys? You think we're gonna get a violation of the lows and then pivot back? Nah. Once I get a 5 pip bullish, I'm no longer interested in that. Now, yeah, I'm no longer. When I have no, if I have no profit from the entry of the buy stop value, have no, and we move instantly down. Yes, that's one of the ones that which is more probable. This is least probable. That one we get like 5 pips up. Once we get up to there, that's a least probable over there. And I'm not gonna touch that. But if it was just we entered at the buy stop and then we instantly went 5 pips lower, then I probably would have got in at a re-entry. But since we did go up and we did hit the first level one bullish line of 10 pips above the 8M candle open, it would suggest that markets wants to move bullish. I'm not gonna try to re-enter on that one unless I go back and I have concrete proof. That is something that I should be doing. But right now, I'd rather save the money for another day where it's clear A plus, tap me out, trying to go pull back up, and it does that. Now, like I said, markets can go ahead and drop all the way down over here, and then once 10 o'clock comes, pivot. Oh yeah, so I also have to. Did I place my buy stop already? Yeah, I have my buy stop ready if markets want to explode. And let me put my what you can call it. Let's leave my stop my mouse over here just in case I gotta trail quickly. You know, guys, you never know. Um, let me make sure I got one click trading turned on too because if this motherfucker try to open and try to be like, do you want to approve one click trading? I'm gonna be pissed off. All right, let's see charts trade. One click trading is on. All right. I do not want that prompt coming up. Come on, if we need 3 minutes for you to stay above my stop loss. You gotta love markets, man. You gotta love the markets. If you was freehand trading, you would have came up with 30 different decisions from 8 o'clock to right now. 30 different types of trading. Go bullish, go bearish, go bullish, go bearish, go bullish, go bearish. Right now, I have accepted the loss. I accepted the loss, accepted the profit, accepted the probabilities of the markets. We have 3 more trading days left in the week. I cannot think about this specific trade. There are going to be more opportunities to come next week, the week after next, the next week after that, and they're going to be a lot cleaner. It's just a lot straight to the point where you don't have to be worried about consolidation and this and that. It's going to be hit the stop loss or not, hit the TP or not. It's not going to be playing around your stop loss 4 or 5 times. And I gave my stop loss some breathing room. But if it decides to violate, it violates. I watched a YouTube video. So even though I'm not making any trading decisions because I already made my decision, I'm sticking with it. I should regulate my breathing, stay in the moment, stay in the moment, and think rationally. If you haven't noticed, especially when it comes to like times close to your stop loss, you no longer control your breathing. It's automatic. And you're coming from a place of like fight or flight. That's when your fight or flight reflexes kick in. Woosa, woosa. Yeah, this is not a cute trade at all. You can violate, do whatever you want to do. This is not an A plus trade. This is like a I'm just holding on by the skin of my teeth type of trade. Here it comes, guys. Now you see liquidity is coming into the markets. Market makers, market manipulators, market haters, market discriminators. 5 seconds, guys. Let's see what it's gonna do. Are you gonna touch my stop loss? Boom! Come on, bullish. 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 You see that? So that little heart attack it try to give you, then instantly it pivot on the dime. But we're not out of the waters yet, guys. We are not out of the waters yet. We are not out yet. Come on, touch that second level. I'm gonna move that stop loss. Modify. We'll go ahead and do it from over here. So it's gonna be 1.15437. 1.15437. And we're back down. What the hell? What the heady? What the hell? 1 point. Why doesn't it want to accept that? 1.15. Hold on. Okay, no, wrong trade. All right. Nah, my bad. There we go. This is what happens. 1.15437. Let's see. It won't let me. Why did I put it in where it says take profit? Damn. 1.15437. That's why you need an EA, bro. I'm telling you, that's why you need an EA. If markets was moving extremely fast, all those damn errors I was doing would not be conducive to anything. If you take a look over here, guys, no tail, no drawdown no drawdown past the open. Markets open and only went up. And that range right there by itself is about 20 pips. So that could be the entire news move. It might not be the entire news move. It is what it is. Turning around. All of the damn notifications, one after the other, one after the other. And you have to understand, this is, even though the market isn't moving vertically, the distance that is actually traveling is very important. It's going up 10 pips, down 10 pips, up 10 pips, down 10 pips, up 10. This is actually distance that is actually, if you add it all together, that you could give the that time frame or that time zone from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., which I'm trading, of value, especially all this consolidation. Do you know how many times they probably hit these lines back and forth? But on a regular, more structured date, a line like this probably gonna hit it one time, retrace next 5 minutes, hit him once or twice. But within a candle, you hit him 5, 6 times. It's possible. It's possible. Imagine you trying to sleep and you thinking that maybe you have a trade on. Oh wow, I'm probably deep in profits. I probably hit my stop loss and it's literally didn't do anything at all. Still at the 8 a.m. candle open price, or the my entry for 5 pips above the 8 a.m. candle open price. Boy. And that's 5 minutes for you. That's the first 5 minute candle that I have closed. I'll show you right here. Close bullish and open. That's healthy. All right, so this is probably gonna be our longest stream so far. Crazy thing is, markets could very well do this until 5 o'clock. Very well do that till 5 o'clock. Yep, consolidating on the lowest of time frames. We're just consolidating, not doing much of nothing. Eh, it's the 1 minute. Let me zoom out, but stay on the 1 minute, but just zoom out the scope. I wouldn't say. Yeah, it's ranging. It's a decent range. But we trying to make it. We trying to see it break out of this range. A range of how many pips? 10, 20 pips. I'm telling you guys, that 20 pip range is gonna show itself over and over again. 10 pips bullish, 10 pips bearish, and it's gonna be a net zero where it just molests this 8 a.m. candle open price. Just stays right there. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Whipsaw. Going nowhere. Nobody's making any profit here. 5 pips, 5 to 10 pips. Nobody's making good risk reward. I'm damn near scalping myself. You're not making no profit here, bro. Up and down. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. From what 10, 50, 100, 8, 8 minus 5 is going to be 3. From 3 a.m. to 10 a.m. we cannot go above. Let's say we couldn't go and stay above 15.497 or below 15.297, which is 20 pips in range. All these hours, motherfucker can't move 20 pips plus 10 o'clock news. I think if we leave the range, it'll be a big move because we have consolidated and collected enough trades that would warrant a big move. But I've seen consolidation last longer. I just think that it feels so long relative to me just sitting in front of this computer and trying to explain every single move to you guys. Yeah. Let's get off of this ungodly time frame. 1 minute. All right, 30 more seconds, and that's gonna be the 10-minute candle. What is just, man, I'm telling you, it's having sex with the 5 pips above the 8 a.m. kind of open price, which is my buy stop. It's just having sex with that entry point right there, bro. It's just juking it. Juk, 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 juk. Like I said, this is looking more like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. the move. I think about 10:30. If it does not, um, if I'm not out to trade, I'm probably gonna end the stream. And I'm gonna have to manually trade it, and then I'll update you guys via Discord and update you guys via tomorrow because I can't do a 3 hour stream, bro. This video quality is gonna be horrible. It's gonna burn my computer up. Let's let that let's let that marinate for a second, guys. Uh, Appreciate my people's stamp. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Mm. Give me a 3-hour live stream, dog. All right, let's let him do what I have to do, man. Ain't nothing we can do. Just watch. All right, guys, that's 10:30. I don't think I could sustain a stream. My phone's about to die. Computer's hot as hell. I'm gonna update you guys with the outcome of the trade, whether it outcome. It might be one of those days where we have to close at the end of the day. But I have my alarms, I have my price alerts. And I try to put I'll see if the trade assistant works. And then we'll see what's going on from there. I'll update you guys either via the Discord or via the live stream tomorrow morning. Thank you guys for joining. My boy Regan, man, you did it. I appreciate all that, man. We got many more days ahead of us, many more trades ahead of us. We're gonna come out with some more trading information, and so we all get better together. All right, guys. See ya.